As the Russia-Ukraine war rages on, big development expected today as Russian President Vladimir Putin's top aide is in India for talks. Russian Foreign Minister Sergei Lavrov landed in New Delhi last evening. These are the images of him touching down in India. And this visit, the timing of it is extremely crucial. It's happening amid the ongoing military conflict between Russia and Ukraine. India has so far maintained a neutral position, asking both sides to resolve the dispute through dialogue. Lavrov is expected to meet Prime Minister Narendra Modi and Foreign Minister S. Jaishankar today. The talks are most likely to focus on the global geopolitical situation in the wake of the conflict. The Russian minister's 5-point agenda is likely to focus on 5 broad points. First, to express gratitude to India for abstaining on resolutions against Russia on the global platform. Second, to alternate the rupee-ruble payment mechanisms to replace SWIFT payment platform. The third focus for Lavrov will be on firming up Russian oil and gas supply discounted rates. The fourth agenda, India's role in the possible alleviation of sanctions on Moscow by other countries. And the fifth point, the fifth agenda will be an alternate payment model for Russian defense contracts, keeping in mind all of the sanctions. And ahead of the Russian foreign minister's meet with Prime Minister Modi and with his counterpart S. Jaishankar here in India, the United States coercion tactic has triggered outrage, and for all the right reasons. The US Deputy NSA has actually cautioned India over trade with Russia. On his visit to India, the Deputy NSA, Dalip Singh, said there will be consequences for any country, including India, that conducts local currency transactions through Russia's central bank and subverting the sanctions United States has put on Russia. India has responded, defending very clearly the decision to look for good deals for energy requirements. What we've essentially pointed out, rightly so, is that Europe has been a major buyer of Russian oil even after the invasion began. And thereby, India's made it very clear that we're not going to get intimidated or change our policy in any way just because of this kind of a warning from the United States.
When the oil prices have gone up, India does not really, the Ukraine-Russia crisis or the West and the Russia confrontation, India doesn't have a role to play there, right? I mean, it's not because of us or our diplomatic failures or oversight that this kind of a situation has embarked upon the world. So it's very natural for the prices to, when the prices go up, it's natural for countries to go out in the market and look for better deals, right? So that's what we are doing. And as far as Russia coming and standing up for us in case there is an LAC incursion, so when there was a 2020 incursion, I don't think any country, even US, came and stood by India, let alone Russia. So these are, I would say, in my opinion, Russia tactics, because you see, US and these do not stand any technical ground, because the sanctions that are imposed by the US on Russia are the moderate category, where US has not stopped its allies and partners from buying oil from Russia.
2 days after announcing de-escalation from the capital city of Kyiv, we're still getting in reports of Russian bombardment continuing. In the latest videos released by the Russian Ministry of Defense, the extent of damage and destruction has been captured, and all of this rained by heavy Russian missiles.
Identify, track, demolish. 2 days after announcing de-escalation and claiming to have withdrawn troops from the capital city of Kyiv, Russia continues its onslaught. The 4 videos released by the Russian Ministry of Defense reveal the ferocity of the assault on Ukrainian forces. Video 1 shows the destroyed battery of Ukraine's S-300 anti-aircraft missile system. The entire site has been reduced to rubble. No signs of human life. Only war machines destroyed by Moscow. S-300 is a long-range surface-to-air missile system. It was said to be a game-changer in Ukraine, but the footage paints a different picture. Video 2 reveals the Russian air power and its air superiority over Ukraine. Footage shows the crew of the Panzer anti-aircraft missile and cannon complex. Video shows Russia promptly detecting and destroying a Ukrainian unmanned aerial vehicle. Debris of the unmanned drone is then seized by the Russian forces. The third video shows a special military operation conducted by the Russian armed forces. Moscow is repeatedly striking the military infrastructure and equipment of Ukraine. Video 4, released by Kremlin, shows Ka-52 helicopters of the Russian aerospace forces destroying fortified strongholds and firing positions of armored vehicles of Ukraine. After 6 rounds of talks, there was hope that Russia would de-escalate. But Moscow continues to rain missiles on key Ukrainian cities. Bureau Report, India Today.
And India Today continues to bring you all of the key updates on the Russia-Ukraine war from the front line. In Irpin, which is close to the capital city of Kyiv in northern Ukraine, Gaurav Sawant gets you a sense of the scale of destruction and aftermath of the relentless attacks by Russian troops.
This India Today special broadcast comes from Irpin, and we are standing right where the Russian forces and the Ukrainian forces have been engaged in pitched battles just till some hours ago. In fact, this is a Russian vehicle. Remember, these Russian vehicles with the V mark are the ones that have been in this area. We are at the front lines of the conflict between Russia and Ukraine. Though Russia has announced that it is ceasing operations in and around Kyiv and Chernihiv, the ground reality as of now, the Ukrainian forces are taking no chances as they move forward inch by inch to regain territory in Irpin. If you look around me, you have the forces on ground who are moving forward. The snipers, the pioneers and ground forces are moving forward, and we are moving forward with them. The information is that the Russians have retreated just hours ago in this area, and this vehicle was targeted just a short while back, prompting the Russians to retreat, indicating the fact that the Russians are now retreating in this area. There you see, if cameraman Lalit Joshi shows you these, look at that. That's with anti-tank guided missiles. You have soldiers who are deployed here, moving forward inch by inch. This place is heavily mined as of now. So we've also been told to be very careful where you step. Now, just look around. That's another Russian vehicle that's been targeted. It's lying mangled and destroyed here in Irpin. We are moving forward with the forces as of now. The Ukrainian forces are moving forward inch by inch, and this is a thickly forested area. We are with the Ukrainian army. This is not the militia. This is not the civil defense. This is the Ukrainian army that's now moving forward inch by inch in this territory. This is where, if you notice, buildings destroyed, homes shattered, everything lies in ruins as of now as they move forward in this area. This situation here is extremely grim. It's extremely tense. Why is it tense? Because while the Russians have moved forward, have retreated in some areas, and the Ukrainian forces are moving forward, we still do not know where have the Russians gone. This is like the final point so far till the time that the Ukrainian forces now decide to move forward. They have to clear every building as they regain territory. Why they're doing this very slowly? Because some of the buildings, doors are mined, roads are mined. There is no clarity on where the Russian forces could be. Now look at this forest. They could be hiding in these forests. There could be snipers in this forest, plus the built-up area. This is how operations are proceeding, very cautiously and very gradually. The Russians are moving forward, but are they reorganizing to hit back? We still do not know. If you look just behind me, you can still hear some kind of a blast, and we do not know whether this is a controlled blast that's happening to defuse the mines that have been laid in this area. As the mines are found, they are neutralized, and then the forces move forward, and every area is cleared. But no chances are being taken. Why are no chances being taken? Because the apprehension is, while the Russians may say they are moving back, but are they actually moving back? There is no clarity on that just as yet. A shattered building, troops deployed, but taking it very, very easy here. The pioneers, of course, if you look, they have their binoculars. They have their devices, they check, they scan, the pioneers move forward, clear an area, and only then are they moving forward. Also, look at the kind of ammunition that have been used all along in battles that have been fought just moments here, and the kind of ammunition that's just lying around here shows you the kind of battles that have been fought. Ukraine has its own forces, its armed forces, plus the militia, plus the civil defense, plus foreign legions, and they are only protecting what must be protected, because a lot of territory has also been ceded or lost as of now. So if we were to talk about territory in the east, yes, they have lost Mariupol to the Russian assault, and that is because there was an intense rocket, missile, artillery assault, air attacks followed by ground forces and armored columns coming in, and whether it's the Ukrainian army or the Azov battalion, they tried their best to hold on to Mariupol till the time that they were pushed out or were just at the outskirts, or there are some pockets of resistance. As far as this place is concerned, Kyiv is very well protected. I mean, we have the numbers, but a large number of Ukrainian army personnel and civil defense personnel are guarding Ukraine, and it has been divided into various sectors. There are sectors that are under the army, there are sectors that are under the civil defense, and there are sectors that are under militia. It's being very effectively protected. Plus, you have people that are protecting the flanks. You protect the flanks, the core is protected. So, these are the people who are actually, this was the team that actually escorted and accompanied us. They are now on their way out. So, in a way, now we are on our own in this very difficult battlefield at a time when it is said that there is some action or some information of movement happening on the other side. So, this is a very precarious situation and a very difficult battlefield where you see, seesaw battle happening. There are times that some area has been lost and regained, and then there are times that area has been completely lost to be regained only later. But the finer aspect on this is that the Ukrainian army is not giving up. Their artillery, their armor, their grads, and their ground soldiers, they continue to fight to regain territory that may have been lost, including this Irpin and Bucha. Right now, Irpin had practically been lost, but is being gained inch by inch every day. Hi. Hi. Yeah, we are from India. Where are you from? What children? Were you living in Irpin?
We don't know. We are waiting for months while here. So we don't know. We just want to go home because we were shooting, and it was terrible, really.
I'm sure it was terrible. How long were you in between the shooting?
About 1 month.
1 month?
Yes.
And when did that shoot? Under fire.
Yeah, under fire. If you go further, you can find our home, our big house. It was shot by, I don't know what it was, but
mine.
Yes, but mine.
By a rocket that came in?
Yes,
oh my God. So you stayed in a bunker throughout?
Yes, for 1 month.
For 1 month?
Yes.
And food and water?
We have water, but it was terrible because we don't have warm, we don't have electricity, and we just waiting and just were listening and shooting, and it was really scary.
And
let us go, please.
Please, yes.
Thanks.
Please, thank you very much. This morning, Kyiv is peaceful, and we have a number of soldiers. We've been trying to speak to them, but they're saying as of now, until they get their orders from their senior commanders, they cannot speak to media at a time till they've cleared this place. Unless they've cleared this place, they do not want to, talk to journalists. They haven't yet cleared Irpin completely, in the sense that while the soldiers are telling us that they can see Russian tanks and Russian personnel move back. There are some reports that seem to indicate that it's not just in Irpin and Bucha, but even beyond, the Russians are reorganizing themselves, perhaps moving back. Is this a tactical retreat, or are they actually moving back to Belarus, as some reports seem to indicate? Need to be verified. So Kyiv is peaceful. Yesterday, when we were about 30 kilometers short of this area, today we are right at the front lines, because beyond this is territory where even the Ukrainian forces haven't gone just as yet. We are right at the front lines and with the Ukrainian forces. Beyond this, they still need to verify whether the Russians are moving back. There are peace talks that are to be held in Turkey 1st April onwards. Now, that's the next round of talks. Russia says they will de-escalate the targeting of Kyiv and Chernihiv as a goodwill gesture, as a confidence-building measure. That appears to be happening here as of now. Plus the humanitarian corridor that's been created in Mariupol. That's again a positive signal that's going out from Russia. But Mariupol has been devastated. So have these places. I mean, just look at the destruction all around Irpin. It's like completely shattered. Most buildings and most homes lie abandoned at this point of time in this area. This shows how bad and how precarious the situation is right now in Irpin and Bucha. It'll be a long time before people can come back to their homes, because again, you hear another explosion. So we do not know what kind of an explosion is this. Is this a controlled explosion in the sense that mines are being diffused, or some explosive device has been found somewhere that's being diffused, or is it some hostile action? That there will be more clarity on that. But given the fact that some of these officers and soldiers are calm in their approach, is an indication that this place perhaps now has been sanitized. We are moving forward with the Ukrainian forces. These are the pioneers, these are the scouts. As you can see, they are clearing every inch of this territory. The soldiers you see in front are carrying their anti-tank guided missiles, their rocket launchers and their personal weapons. Once they've cleared this area, only then will more troops be able to move forward. So these are the pioneers who are moving forward, the scouts actually of the Ukraine army. And India Today is the only channel who's accompanying them as they move forward to regain every inch of territory here in Irpin and in Bucha. These houses are completely shattered. They've been abandoned. Okay, the sign that he's given, the soldiers in front have given is that till that area it's been cleared. Now this soldier will move forward. Once he's sanitized it, then the other soldiers who are behind us, they will move forward. So India Today is moving forward with the Ukraine army as it regains every inch of territory in Irpin and Bucha, and then they will move forward. It's a very difficult operation because building clearance, building intervention, urban warfare, we still do not know whether Russians have completely abandoned this place or they could still be hiding somewhere, and that is why all precautions and all care is being taken by these soldiers before they move forward. And these operations start early in the morning, they continue for quite some time, but at sundown we stop wherever they've stopped, because at night there are no operations. It's very difficult to see. Of course, they are armed with their night vision devices also, but the situation is tense and precarious. Most of these houses are abandoned. Most of these houses are also shattered. There's no electricity, there's no water, and there's no gas connection. That needs to be restored, and only then will civilians be able to move back. But have the Russians moved back as a tactical retreat? The Ukrainian army says they're very confident that the Russians have retreated from this area. They are now consolidating their hold in this area. Shelled houses, shattered homes. This is the ground reality of Irpin and Bucha as Ukrainian forces move forward and retake territory. Look at this house, for example, completely battered in the firing and shelling that took place, and intense firing and shelling as reported by India Today. There is the smell of charred flesh. There is the smell of burnt homes destroyed. This kitchen, for example, you can still see food on the table as families must have been forced to abandon this house in a hurry, and everything lies shattered. The roof, the window panes, the walls and the doors. Also animals that must have been there in the kennel and the cage. This is a place that's completely abandoned as of now. The Ukrainian forces are retaking territory. If we were to just walk across and show you some of this area, and I'll tell my camera person Lalit Mohan Joshi to be very careful. There's a lot of broken glass all over this place as we walk forward. There are signs and marks that show you the damage that has been caused to this area. For example, look at this place here. This is where perhaps the projectile or the explosives, they fell and the splinter caused massive damage all over this place. Now this is where perhaps firewood was kept for. It's extremely cold for the fireplace. It's extremely cold in this place, but this isn't the only place that has been shattered and destroyed. Look, this is where perhaps where the second projectile fell, and there are a number of such holes all over this place. You can also see shrapnel in this area, and this is just one such house on this road that has been completely destroyed, and there are many such homes in these townhouse areas. There are also buildings that have been targeted, buildings that lie shattered. But look at that home, for example. An explosion seems to have taken place right on top, burning the house down right from the top down. In this entire lane, most of the houses are destroyed. Now the Ukrainian army is moving forward, retaking this territory inch by inch. The power line and the gas line coming here has also been destroyed. It will be some time before these lines are then restored for people to once again move back into their homes and rebuild their lives. Easier said than done, given the tension in this area. Of course, the Russians have said that as a goodwill measure, as a confidence building measure, they will not target areas in and around Kiev. But is that just a tactical measure or a long-term step remains to be seen. With cameraman Lalit Mohan Joshi in Irpin on the outskirts of Kiev, Ukraine, Gaurav Sawant for India Today.